Hi there, viewers. So today we are listening to Arbovirus. This band was recommended quite a few times in the past, and we couldn't react to or listen to their previous tracks together because some of their work was owned by G Series, but this track is basically available on their official channel as well. And I'm forgetting who recommended this track to us, but I listened to this track and I found it pretty interesting. Let's listen to it together and then we talk about it. Should we get started then?
All right, let's do it. Three, two, one, play. কিছু ভুল যায় না বোঝা কাছ থেকে কিছু ভুল শেকড় ছড়ায় ধীরে ধীরে আমরা হেরে যাই নিজের কাছে কিছু ভুল যায় না দেখা কিছু ভুল আসে না সংজ্ঞায় আমি আমারই মতো ভাবিনি কারো কথা ভেবো না কিছুই ছোঁয়নি
I like the
আমাকে
subtle drum work throughout.
ভেবো না সে She's really pretty. ভাঙেনি মাটি তবে কিসের অপেক্ষা কিছু বদলে যেত না আমি আমারই মতো কিছু বদলে যেত না আমরা পারি না বদলাতে অথবা দূরে সরে যেতে নিজের থেকে তবে কেন এই চেষ্টা শুধুই ব্যর্থতা বিপরীত গল্প থাকুক তারই মতো তবে কিসের অপেক্ষা কিছু বদলে যেত না আমি আমারই মতো ভাবিনি কারো I think drummer did an amazing job this
Yes.
track. The
Wonderful.
drummer took it.
I have a question.
Drummer won it.
I have a question. Did this song remind you of something? Or the music?
The song or the video?
The music, not the video, or the song itself.
Not quite.
Okay, so when I listened to this particular track the first time, um, subconsciously I was just drawn to the fact that I have heard this kind of song before as well. And then a couple of days ago, I was listening to Paradise from Coldplay. And the chanting that they
Mm,
are trying to
mm-hmm,
do in this
mm.
particular track felt on the similar lines.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So the vibes of Coldplay were there. Coldplay's
yeah,
Paradise.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
There's this overlap
Yeah.
in the chorus part,
Yeah. Yeah.
right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's not much of an overlap. I think,
Hmm.
but it feels similar. Yeah.
Hmm. It feels
All
similar,
right, all right.
obviously.
So yeah, so what did you find interesting? Tell me.
So when I listened to this particular track, especially the chorus part and the chanting that was happening, um, the interesting thing that I noticed was that there was deliberate elongation that the vocalist was doing while ending the note, and it clicked me because it felt like this kind of chanting is for the crowd. So if you remember, I'm going back to this particular topic again, but if you remember, you actually shared a video with all of us of a live concert of Paradise of Coldplay. And when I was listening to this particular track, I was thinking that this is the song that crowd would enjoy a lot in concert. It's not too heavy on guitars and drums, but yet it has that amazing chanting or overlap in the chorus part that the crowd would like to sing along whenever they would listen to. And that for me was the best part of this particular track.
I think it's either intentionally or unintentionally designed in a manner that is very sing along kind of
Sing
song.
along kind of
You know,
song.
it's
Yeah.
very sing along kind of song, and it would be very fun to sing along
Yeah.
kind of song.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
there are songs that you sing along. For example, Adele comes to mind.
Mm-hmm.
You
Mm-hmm.
know, someone like you and all.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have this fun songs where you when you sing along you can scream along.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, and this comes to mind, right? Yeah, it's I was also thinking that this is a very sing along
Hmm.
kind. Anyways, so um, the the drummer stood out for me, you know. It he was throughout the track. The way track is mixed, it's
Hmm.
also, I mean, they pronounce the drums
Hmm.
a
Hmm.
lot.
Hmm.
But yeah, it was nice. What I was forced to think about everything else. So this is one of the tracks where I had to watch the video,
Hmm.
you know, and this is one of those tracks where I was actually forced to think about the music, is the message and music itself rather than the instrumentation and all, right?
Hmm.
And you know what comes to my mind looking at the video? This is the storyline is very similar to Karone O Karone,
Oh yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
right?
Absolutely.
It's almost the same thing,
Hmm.
almost same thing. But then what it forces you to think is that how a song music, even though we don't know the language,
Hmm.
right, can convey the message
Hmm.
so easily
Hmm.
without knowing the language,
Yeah.
right? Transcends the languages. So in Corona or Corona, you could easily feel that, okay, you know, while watching the video, you can easily feel, and not knowing the lyrics,
Hmm.
that this is a bit of quarrel,
Hmm.
but love always prevails.
Hmm.
It was that kind of song, you
Hmm.
know. The whole theme, the whole melody
Hmm.
was such that, you know what, things happen, you have a little bit of bickering and all that happens, but love always prevails.
Hmm.
And in this track, um, it's very easy to perceive that it was about the anguish, the guilt, and the uneasiness that comes with the guilt. That okay, you know what, you have done something,
Hmm.
you can compromise or you can concede,
Hmm.
but you're not doing so because of your ego,
Absolutely.
but also that's eating you up. It's
Correct.
eating you up. There's this anguish, there's this guilt that okay, you know what, you can do it to make things better, but you're not gonna. You're not doing it because your ego is in the way, right? In the
Yeah.
end, they do prevail, but
Yeah.
the song itself was about how it feels during that particular
Particular
period
period. Correct. Correct.
where you are fighting and it
Hmm.
seems like nothing is gonna solve.
Hmm.
It feels like everything will fall apart,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
So yeah, I was just it forced me to think about these two different vectors.
Hmm.
On one hand, on the same storyline, Minar Rahman is very easily with his melody
Hmm. Hmm.
can convey that you know love always prevail in the end, and here with more of a progressive rock,
Hmm.
they can easily convey the anguish.
Hmm. Yeah.
So yeah, that's I mean I find it amazing.
Yeah. Bang on. I mean, you put it pretty well. The story, the video itself also communicates what lyrics were trying to say because when I looked at the lyrics, I wasn't completely able to get the message, but I think the video communicated it beautifully that you probably, I mean, it's clash of personalities always that creates the stark
Yeah.
differences between you. But as you said, the common denominator is the love that is deeply rooted for each other despite all those issues. So the lyrics probably are telling the story of main characters or protagonists in this particular case, that whatever happens, they would still remain the same person that you fell in love with in the first place, right? The only beef that I had with this particular track is that the arrangement of this particular track always felt like a build up throughout the track. And for some reason, I was waiting that this would reach some sort of crescendo at some stage.
Mm-hmm.
But in terms of music, it did not reach that. But that's probably me just overthinking about this particular track. But the video did reach the message at the end, but the musical arrangement did not reach that crescendo for me in this particular track. That's the only thing that I would have to point out.
Yeah, I think there was a very mild one. There was progression throughout the track. There
Hmm.
was certain so the drums you'd notice that during the very initial part the drum were
Yeah.
very subtle and then it kept it the tempo went
Hmm.
up.
Hmm.
There was progression, but yeah, the crescendo that you might be looking for might be missing.
Hmm.
For me, I think it was all about how this you pointed out the elongated vowels,
Vowels. Yeah.
those notes, right? And
Hmm.
this anguish, this the conveying of those emotions
Hmm.
was, I think, done very well, really well.
Yeah, yeah, indeed. This band is not relatively new. I thought that this is a newer band, but I think they have been doing music for over 10, 15 years. And as I said in the beginning of the music, in the beginning of this particular video, that we have got a lot of requests for this band, but most of their previous work is owned by G Series, so we could not listen to it together with all of you. But this band looks really promising, and we'll probably be touching upon some more songs, and you guys can let us know if there are some hidden gems of this particular band, and we'll try to jump on it then. But yeah, that's about it
Yeah.
from my
By the
end.
way, a very quick point about G series. So G series usually does not allow any work to be used in any manner,
Hmm.
but they do allow from certain artists uh, their work to be used in a certain manner, right?
Hmm. Hmm.
So do recommend us whether it is owned by G series or not, right?
Hmm.
If we do like or love the track so much, we would try our best to talk about it between
Hmm.
us, right? Usually, even if a track is owned by G Series, we do listen to it, right? So
Yeah,
we
of
are,
course.
I mean, we love music and we do listen to it, even if we cannot talk about it on this
Hmm.
channel.
Hmm.
That's besides the point. The point of this channel is to listen to music together,
Yeah.
right? So yeah, keep recommending.
Yeah, absolutely. By the way, G Series owns quite a lot of work of the band called Black. So it had
And Shernaman
Ranjan, Amin,
and Art Cell.
in ourselves. Yeah.
Art
So
Cell is an absolute no-no. Absolute no-no.
absolute.
So
We
so
cannot touch
a
it.
lot of people keep us
Hmm.
keep recommending ourselves, or they want us to listen to ourselves together. Untouchable. Untouchable.
We just cannot. We just cannot. I mean, we are really sorry
Yeah.
about that because there are a lot of new viewers who have started to request to react or review Artsa's song, but this is how it is, unfortunately. Anyways, thank you so much for whoever recommended this particular track. Once again, I'm sorry I'm forgetting who suggested this, but this was a great listening experience for me personally. And we'd like to know from you what did you feel about this particular track. And we'll catch up on the next one. Take care.
Bye bye.